Lesson 8, Estimating Set Construction Budgets. Hello, this is Phil Berquist, and I'll be discussing how to estimate a simple set construction budget. The construction coordinator identifies building materials, determines material prices, and calculates total costs based upon the materials needed in the construction plans. The construction plans have been redrafted from the set design plans so that the carpenters can accurately build the set. If you haven't done so, I would recommend downloading and following along with the worksheet, Lesson 8 Assignment, Estimating Set Construction Budgets. We'll use the elevation found on the worksheet to estimate material building costs for one wall. To complete this assignment, you can just type the information directly into the table found on page 2 of the worksheet. Or if you would prefer to print out and write in your information, then just scan or take a good picture of the assignment and upload it with the directions on the worksheet. We see the flat without the plywood that provides the smooth surface that replaces drywall or sheetrock used in residential construction. This construction elevation exposes the frame, but we want to estimate both the lumber needed for the frames and the plywood sheets that will cover the frames. There are 3 flats in the whole wall. 2 flats are built 4 feet by 8 feet. The flat on top is called a header and is 2 feet by 8 feet. By tallying the approximate feet, you can start the estimation process. Once you've estimated the number of feet in one Hollywood studio flat, then proceed with the rest of the lesson. It's okay to round up your estimates to the nearest foot. If you need to, then pause the audio now. Okay, welcome back. Did you tally the approximate number of feet in one 4 feet by 8 feet Hollywood flat? If so, proceed with the lesson. There are a few ways to continue estimating these material costs, but one way that I like to budget is to group repeated costs together. So regarding the entire 8 feet by 10 feet wall elevation, there are a total of 3 flats with material requirements. 2 of the flats are the same, so just double these dimensions. To estimate the number of materials needed for the header, you could divide the measurements from a full 4 feet by 8 feet flat by 2. Add your estimates for the 3 flats and divide the number by 8, since we purchase our boards in 8 feet lengths. That should be a good estimate for the total number of 1x4 framing boards needed for this entire wall. Place this number in the task labeled 1 in the Estimate of Number of Materials Needed based on Elevation column. If you have a different way to calculate the number of 1x4s needed for this wall, then please do so. Next, calculate the number of sheets of Luan plywood. Hint: you'll have some plywood left over since we purchased Luan plywood in 4 feet by 8 feet sheets. Multiply the cost per material and input those dollar amounts into numbers 2 and 4. Don't forget framing hardware and wood glue. A box of 2,500 narrow crown staples and a single gallon of wood glue would be adequate to build this wall plus additional flats for a set. Create a preliminary total by adding up everything between numbers 2 through 5. I make sure that I account for local sales tax in numbers 6 and 7. And I add a budget buffer of about 10% for any additional costs in case either I or the crew makes measuring or cutting errors in numbers 8 and 9. Nevertheless, when a wall that has specialty construction, for example, one with a door or a window, the construction coordinator would probably need to be more precise about specific material needs and costs. Overall, just do your best when calculating the totals. For the remainder of the assignment, fill out the blanks numbers 10 through 14 with 5 tools or materials that you foresee that will be needed to finish the set after the walls have been built, assembled, and placed on the soundstage or location. Think of the other positions that work on the set and the resources they need to do their work. We will discuss their responsibilities in upcoming lessons, and we're interested to see what you think. So, complete tasks 1 through 14 on the worksheet, and then upload the file with the naming format lastname.firstname_lesson8.pdf. to the Lesson 8 assignment section. Don't hesitate to reach out to your instructor if you have any questions. You will have until Sunday at 11:30 p.m. to complete the assignment. In the next lesson, we will discuss the construction process more in depth by describing the materials, tools, and techniques to build and install flats to make a basic wall for a set.